Captain's log. Are you getting this?
Pardon?
I don't see you there. Wait a minute. Okay, Captain's log, whatever date it is.
It should be the morning of the
This
9th.
is Captain Sean, the Butcher Edinburgh. And I'm at the helm of my ship,
Yes, I see that.
the Genie. And we are being bombarded by that cowardice, murderous Gilead
You know this pirate.
for killing my beloved Lillian.
Hold the sending stone.
We barely just escaped the town that he bombarded and killed innocent people, I assume. I didn't take count. I was more worried about my ship.
About your ship, how did
But
you...
yeah, we've got Lance
I am still so lost.
and the whole crew. But I know Gilead's mad at me also. I stole his family heirloom, his cutlass, which no one on this ship knows that. Well, they might now.
Captain, do you
I'm
need
saying
medical help?
Captain's log out loud. I think they're looking at me.
Yes, Sean, we are. Very concerned.
Welcome to the Tomes of Time! I'm the timekeeper, Stephen the Stole, and here are my victims'
Huh?
prayers. Yes. Peoples of various corners of the United States of America, not past the mountains, because I'm the weirdo on the Pacific Coast, who will now introduce themselves and whom they are illuminating through vocality tonight for you. Starting with...
Every word you said just slowly started moving in my head as I caught up with what you said. I'm Nola Moore, Nolan Paranoid on TikTok as my username and on Twitch, where I also stream a D&D game that I should hopefully be having an episode of this Tuesday if everyone can be there. I would like that. And then I edit it and put it up on YouTube, which is Nola Moore, the same as this. And I play Niela Voken, the barbarian of the group.
Yes, the child lost from home through weird timey-wimey wibbly-wobbly chicanery. And now, in this corner...
Hello there. Excuse the absence of my ugly mug. You're gonna have to deal with my beautiful AI art this time. But I am, of course, the Black Doctor. You can find me here on TikTok at Black Doctor 21, on Instagram under the same name. You can also find me on YouTube as well, and all the other places that I do, because I do a whole bunch of stuff. But today, you can find me as Donatello, the illustrious turtle life cleric, and soon to be reformer of the religion of the Great Paelor.
in the center, which is metaphorically and literally true.
Interesting. So my name is Blake, also known as eDisciple. That is the handle on everywhere that I might be. And I am playing Rafa Makus, the still somewhat unsure of things, but a little bit more sure of things, monk.
There are nice people on both sides.
Yeah.
And in this corner, being the other half of a shirt you can find on a website that I guess isn't currently linked to my bio.
I am Captain Sean, the Butcher Edinburgh, played by this knucklehead Kyle St. Andrews, that has, across all the platforms, he calls himself Kyle St. Andrews. I haven't figured that out yet, but you go to KyleStandrews.com.
Yes, and tonight we are, of course, again returning to the faith-based D&D campaign, set in the world of Aleph, predominantly in the region of Calibri, where we last left our heroes. Who would like to recap what's going on?
Well, first off,
Do you have inspiration? Preferably someone who needs inspiration for this. I appreciate you, man, but
I know. I had to get it out first off, just to take off the levity. Who else wants to go instead of me?
Actually, wait, no, you are eligible. You don't have an inspiration point.
I don't. Wait, let me check. Oh, I don't.
You are eligible. Okay.
Fine. Spoilers. But who wants to go before me?
I can do a little.
Nice.
So we got to the docks to find a ship that we couldn't see, and boarded the ship that we couldn't see to find it was actually a pretty big ship that no one else could see. And then we went out and had a naval battle, and it was pretty crazy. And then we backed off and kind of took respite, and I think that's where we left off. And we had some pretty cool conversations that occurred during the calm after the battle.
Yep.
Hmm.
Some people got.
So you're saying that we went to see what we could see, but all that they could see was the bottom of the deep blue sea.
To see Dr. Singer.
And not the rest of what we could see.
Mhm.
I think he needs an inspiration for that rhyme.
That was pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yes, Rafa, if you don't have a point of inspiration, you do. I get some. Doc, do you have any more things to add?
Oh yeah, of course we had some pretty interesting revelations, primarily with myself and Rafa. Rafa apparently met God himself.
I
And,
talked to God today.
If I only could. And we had a pretty awesome talk, and then I went to sleep and had a dream and talked to my dad, and basically understood that the church is corrupt and needs to change.
Yeah, I've only been hammering that since we had a religious character.
Uh-huh. Can we just have one campaign where the church is actually nice?
Hey, it's called having goals. Gotta have a
If that was
problem.
true, we'd have no plot.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But yes. That was where we left our heroes. Yes, Kyle.
When I'm on the ship, before I got on the helm, and did I find a powder horn? Or do I go searching for one?
You're not sure how, but as you make it to the helm of your ship, which actually this whole scenario, you of course came with the others to the ship, which had suddenly seems to be a rowboat that still said the Genie on the side of it. One by one, the others walked into it, disappearing, and as you step into it, you realize you step inside this large bubble field surrounding the ship, this spell to make it seem other than it is. And you make it to your helm, and you find a powder horn sitting just atop the post that the wheel buttons into.
Cool.
As you make it out to sea and see the things that the audience watching on YouTube will have seen in the intro, where the captain saw his former captain. But you managed to make it away after a brief scrap of cannon fire. And now, Captain, as everyone else has had their time to talk with the people they'd like to talk to and collect themselves and go to bed, what does Sean do as the moon illumines the endless expanse of the Jade Sea?
Well, I can't just let the ship sell itself, so I'm going to stay there at the helm and make sure all the sails are. But like you said, the Genie has got a life force of itself, doesn't it?
Yes, and as you spend these hours sailing the boat, in effect, Sean has been able to attune to this boat as though it were some sort of a magical item, and as I should actually make sure that it's available for you to look at. You will look and notice that there's a now in your handouts, there is a number of stats that I need to fix. Why? Oh, okay. Nope, never mind. Okay, for some reason, okay, it's fine. You'll notice that there's some spells at the genie's current disposal that you have command of. Not a lot, but a few things. As you become acclimated to your vessel. I don't know why its current health is not correct. It has not been fixed.
This should be under my spells? Or
It would be under the spells. So I put the genie in your handouts. And you can click on there. Once it shows up, you can click on there and see in its own spell. It has a character sheet, its own spell slot. I'm going to be right back. I realized I left my water in the other room.
okay, the genie's blank.
You should probably
Look at the face of my door. ADHD.
you should probably reload it to make sure to see if it actually went through.
Yeah, reloading helps with that stuff sometimes.
Okay, I'll back out and come back in.
So what else are you doing as this is going on? You hear the muffled conversations of some other of your crew.
Well, since it's got a life force itself, can it, or instead it's a magic item, can it steer itself, or does someone have to be at the helm at all times?
You get the sense that it can be given a approximate understanding of the direction you want it to go, and there will be some level of an effective cruise control.
Okay. Cool.
I need 2
Well,
things.
I'm gonna walk around checking everything then.
Okay.
Make my way to right here.
Everything seems normal. Rafa, Doc, if that's where you're sleeping, you can do that, or if you wanted to have found a different place to sleep on the boat.
I'm trying to. My screen's not wanting to cooperate. Oh, okay, there we go. Where am I?
You're
You're
on the top. You're on the top deck by the forward cannon. Sorry,
Debating whether to fall asleep or actually, you know what? I'm going to read my book
Okay.
and pray.
Yeah, I'm gonna be over here right by the captain's cabin in this other cabin, sleeping.
All right. As you're heading to your cabin, Donatello, you're stopped by the Tabaxi deacon, who hands you a book you've seen relatively recently that you didn't really track much. This was left on my bar before we left, and he hands you. I don't really care who it ends up with, but I made sure to bring it along. It's the one of the books you hadn't got, but someone had gotten. The ones who bound the rifts, the gnomes of old. One of the reward books from your deeds in Trent.
Ah, well, thank you. I greatly appreciate it. It would have been a shame if we lost this.
Yeah, he kind of murmurs off back into the direction of what you, from your familiarity with some architecture of boats, seems to be a supply closet.
He slightly lifts a finger to suggest why is he in the closet, but then just remembering who he is, closes his mouth and just walks away shaking his head. I have seen stranger things before.
Do you inspect the book?
Yes, I do.
As you open it, inside the paper kind of the overall length of the binding of the book extends about 2-3 inches beyond where the pages actually stop, and there's like a little apparatus at the top of it that kind of wedges into some relief stuff to hold it. You hold it up, and it's about the size of a pocket watch, but it's got an aperture at the top of it and a turnable gear at the bottom.
Hmm.
Do you look inside?
I look inside and turn the gear.
As you do, you find yourself clicking through a few really grainy images of gnomish architecture and clockwork ingenuity. An image of something you've only ever heard of. The glittering city. A deep dwarven hold where bioluminescent moss grows on the ceiling, mimicking the night sky. Something that kept them sane during the Age of Dragons, where they could not be out in the world safely.
Wow, this is so beautiful. I wonder where it is. Do I see anything else with the book?
There's nothing really of note. It's a history book, basically just about the older gnomes. Genie pages blank. It shouldn't be blank. The spell page isn't blank. I know there's a lot of stuff that isn't filled in for the genie, because boats aren't really meant to be filtered through character sheets. Anyways, so yeah, you managed to settle down. Captain, any last minute things?
Not as I know of.
Okay.
I'm still exploring my ship. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. I'm in love with my ship.
You find it to be, as you can see here on the Roll20 map. Deacon is taken up in the supply closet. Lance has taken up in one of the spare rooms up here. You've got Herschel down here. Where'd Nella decide to sleep?
Didn't she sleep up top?
She's up here.
Well, Jessica is in the... Oh, right, she's currently right there. Jessica is in the crow's nest.
Right there.
If we wake up to her screeching...
Iceberg!
She sleeps. And of course, Captain, as you look around, you will find that these are the captain's quarters.
Okay, let's see that.
So yeah, you find your crew has settled in for the night. Going on a decent exit vector to steer clear of that pirate fleet and that rogue Holy Order ship, of which you did do damage. You knocked down its main mast.
Cool.
I still think we should have been able to intercept it.
And the fatigue of a very long day is ever creeping on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to my quarters.
As you settle
There we
in. As you settle in and drift off to sleep, the recent events stir to mind a dream. In many senses, a dream you had once had, a person you once loved, a person you tragically had to witness die. And the morning comes to all of you. Seagulls fly within audibility of the ship. What are y'all doing as you wake up?
I don't think I slept.
Oh,
His eyes are all bloodshot. I haven't slept in 8 days.
No.
Donatello's just going to do his general morning prayers and just begins doing his morning rounds around the ship, just exploring.
okay. As you walk near the cabin that you know that Lance took, you hear a muffled talking from his closed door.
I press my ear in to hear. Do I hear anything?
Make a perception check for me.
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. So let me see. Let me check something real quick.
So that would actually put Donatello over here.
Yeah, let me reload my Roll20. It's glitching a little bit.
Fair.
So it's a perception check, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, just give me 1 sec.
Trying to perceive a muffled voice through a thick wooden door meant to give privacy.
Privacy?
Polite.
Yeah, it's taking a bit long. Let me just... Oh, with my new one, I actually get to show you my new dice, but I don't have a thing. So, let me see. 17.
I'm confused why it didn't post to the Roll20.
No, just give it a sec. It's loading.
Okay.
Let me...
With the 17, you very easily hear what very quickly becomes obvious is he's basically on a sending call with Saren, and they are talking. He's talking about what happened. He's reassuring her that he's okay. After as you press your ear up against the door, you ever so slightly, there is ever so slightly a noise, and he seems to catch wind of it as he, after a few more comments, says, "Well, I must get going. I do miss you. Say hello to Carmichael if you can." He clears his throat and starts going into what sounds like his morning prayers of his own.
I smirk a little bit before moving on to the other rooms.
Captain.
Do I see anything else on the way?
Not much. Captain, what do you do as you awake?
Try to find some food.
As you move out into the main hall, actually, you see Deacon coming out and setting up on a box some foods.
Right here.
Yeah. He's got a little apron over his vest. He's kind of frying some eggs. Morning, Captain.
Good morning.
How do you like your eggs?
Cooked.
Can't argue with that. And he keeps stirring. Although you notice from behind you, you hear the sound of rather loud snoring.
Behind me? You mean over here?
It's coming from this region.
Oh.
Before we get to that, Nella, Blake, what are y'all's characters doing?
You got
So Nella would just kind of be waking up and getting her bearings on the ship. And she'd probably look out on the horizon, see what's around in the water.
There is miles and miles of water it's that tint that you can tell is actually blue, but clearly the sea was named for men who perceived it as a shade of jade and called it so.
She's gonna look kind of like in the water. Is there like any movement that's noticeable?
Roll a perception check, if you will. There,
these rolls.
There's the megalodon. Oh my god.
there is actually a pod of fish you are unfamiliar with. They are smaller than a dolphin, but only by about half as much. And they have a shape to them that you simply... It's hard enough to make out. It's even harder because it doesn't match anything you're familiar with.
I guess she's just gonna kind of watch them until they go out of view, and then she's going to walk around with Techna, just stretch her legs.
You smell
Probably like just walk laps around the ship.
Okay, you smell food from the lower deck.
Yeah, I'll go get some food.
Okay. Blake, what's Rafa doing?
So after having read and prayed, what Rafa was praying for was he's torn about the abilities that he had been using that he knew were fueled by either a malevolent being or a false god, whatever you want to call it, and realizing that much of his usefulness, especially when it came to battle or helping the party, would be gone because of his new convictions. So he still goes out. He goes out to the main deck here and starts going through his kata and his calisthenics as a monk. But decides to try to see what might happen if he prays to Paelor to activate what he used to have as far as an ability would go.
What ability would that? Or
Yeah, so he wants to activate the armor. So it was that ice armor, right?
okay, the armor of
And yeah, I guess we'll see what happens.
Do I hear him?
Eldritch Blast. Make a perception check with disadvantage because there's a deck between you and him.
Okay. My shield does give me advantage on perception checks, though.
Okay. You hear something going on above. I mean, wow, Rafa, you try to evoke this ice armor. Let me double check something. Don't know if you changed the flavor text at all.
I can share it,
Well, no,
right?
I've seen it. As you
Okay.
go
It's
to
orange
evoke
now.
it,
It's strawberry.
as you go to evoke it, a force indeed does seem to freeze around you, but these crystalline structures are not cold and dark, but they are amber. They are glowing.
Cool. So, anything else?
Is that all you've tried?
Well, are there any surprises other than the fact that, for one, it worked, but were there any other effects that might have been triggered? If you know what I'm getting at. If you don't, I can tell you.
I'm not.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I'm not quite sure. That's all you.
So,
all I know you've tried to do at the moment.
the hands.
Oh right.
Yeah.
What was that a modification for? We talked about that, but I forgot. Oh wait, no, wait. Okay, say it to me like I'm 5. What was the knuckle supposed to be?
Okay, so I guess we didn't decide on whether something physical needed to be like bracers or gauntlets or something like that, but basically it's so he also gained what would have normally been in the D&D world the let me go down to it real quick.
I believe you mean
the sacred weapon. The sacred weapon.
Sacred. I thought it was smite.
No, I do. Yeah, that was on here unlisted, but it was the sacred weapon. So basically, instead of physically holding a sword or whatever, it's just his hands.
Okay, yeah. As you're getting in the spirit of practicing this, yeah, you notice that your wraps do also give a slight glow, and as you're assessing all that, you smell bacon from below. And eggs, and coffee,
No.
all manners of breakfast items. Yes, Captain.
No. Would she be offended?
Oh no!
Pigs do despicable things.
Right.
So Rafa is very surprised and also very excited.
Do you head downstairs?
Did you say do you or I do?
That was the question.
Oh yes. I want to go and find actually Donatello and tell him what just happened.
As you're heading downstairs, Captain, do you want to investigate that snoring?
Yes, I do.
I'll put you on the stairs, Rafa, on the lower part of the map.
Here's the door to that room.
Yes. As you open the door, the first thing that hits you is that's the wrong option. Is the putrid smell of a man who, despite the fact that in the medieval period, and especially in Aelith, there in fact were plenty of hygienic people, this is a man who does not agree with the social norm of bathing. And that is an issue that is only bolstered by the equally putrid smell of alcohol. As you find Honest Tom stowed away in one of the closets of your ship. passed out, drunk, against a chest.
I knew it! I knew it! How did this idiot get in here?
I just closed the door, and I'll let my crew take care of that.
Not my problem.
Captain of the Guard Herschel steps over and goes, "What seems to be the problem, Captain?"
There's a problem in that room.
He walks over and opens it and closes it and covers his nose. "Not my problem. Not my problem."
That's the problem. I say we introduce him to a bath. Throw him over the port bow.
You want me to keyhole him, sir?
I kill him. No.
Probably. It's amazing. What a full night's rest can do for cuts and bruises, it will not do for a hangover.
Will not do for that smell neither.
No, sorry. Ugh.
He's too close to my quarters. We gotta make sure he's gone for a night.
What are the rest of y'all doing as this conversation is going on within earshot?
I'm just going to see what's going on. It's like what's gotten them all in a tizzy.
Okay.
And as I walk up to the both of them, I'm like, "What in the world are you two talking about?" And then my nose catches the smell.
Preacher man, someone in there needs your help.
Why do I get the feeling that you're trying to pin something on me?
I'm not pinning nothing on you. He needs your help.
Oh no. He starts to feel this feeling of dread, of just utter dread as he inches himself closer and closer.
As the smell grows worse and worse.
Oh great Paelor, what have you placed within my lap?
If body odor could develop body odor, and if alcohol could itself ferment worse.
I got a question. How strong is the walls of that room?
It's strong enough to keep it in as long as you keep the door closed.
Because Donatello was sleeping next door to him and didn't even smell it.
I was.
It's really it's like one of those things where you don't want certain objects to sit in a place for a period of time.
Right. And the only thing keeping myself from not passing out is just holding a sacred flame in my hand so as to try to burn away some of the impurities in the area. As he walks in and just pokes his head in.
As you enter, please make a perception check.
Okay.
You do very easily see the man who's already there.
Wait, there we go. I get advantage.
You do see the drunkard, passed out, bottle in hand. It's a bottle of Galamid. Interestingly. And I'll give you one more chance at a perception roll.
Okay.
As you go to roll your eyes, something else catches you. The chest that he's leaning against, where there should be knots in one of the boards of the lid. You see for a split second what looks like the flicker of two amber, beady eyes.
I call out, Thomas.
And you start to hear a gurgling from the chest. Oh, what's going on?
Thomas, If that is you,
More eyes are opening on the lid of the chest, with now cartoonish Peter Pan octopus cartoonish.
that is not Thomas. I mumbled to myself.
Oh. He starts crawling towards you as the chest, the lip of the chest slowly furrows, and you see the razor sharp teeth inside, along with the purple gums.
'Tis a mimic. As I throw the sacred flame at him.
Roll to hit.
Have I reached him yet, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you can be up with him.
So I see all of this happening now?
Roll a perception.
Okay.
do I hear this?
Roll a
Because
perception.
I'm right there.
Where's protected?
Right under nature. Above performance.
Yay!
Rafa, what eyes?
What do elven eyes see?
Okay, your sacred flame hits, but this object, this strange thing, does not burst into flames as a chest should. Instead, the DM realizes he doesn't have a piece of paper to jot down its health on.
My damage.
Instead, all of its beady yellow eyes now snap open as it rears its upper jaw of a lid back and snarls, and a large purple tongue lolls out with dripping acidic saliva hitting and onto the floorboards.
Well, of course, I ready another action as I yell, friends, we have a mimic on our hands.
Friends, countrymen, players, give me a minute
Roll
to make
for
sure this is
initiative.
going to be okay. Roll initiative. Click on your token,
Friends.
click on the initiative button.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, prepare to fight.
Well, fortunately, y'all are going to be faster. I'll be right back as you're getting your
Oh my
initiative
god.
in there.
Oh, good. Everybody has better rolls except me.
We got better roll for the mimic.
That is true. I was going to. I'm gonna ask if I could preemptively cast bless, so that you guys can get better rolls.
There.
So that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that'll work. Myself, then the captain of the guard, and then the captain, the definite article, you might say. Oh, and then I can actually use my spirit guardians.
See, I promised when last time I threw a mimic at you, I didn't have an image for it. Boom, got an image for it.
Ha! That's great.
It shall not be said that I do not deliver on my words. Captain, you're up first as you hear the gut-wrenching sound that immediately brings you back to the catacombs when you first encountered a mimic.
I run in. All right, I got dual pistols. Question: do I get one shot or two shots? Because I have.
Would you have taken the time to load them both this morning? You have, when you attack, you can make 2 attacks. Those can be with any arrangement of weapon. You could slash and you can shoot. You can shoot and you can shoot. You don't even have to care about weapons. You can just punch. You have 2 attacks to make, and you have multiple options of weaponry.
I have a question before he attacks. I was ready in an action before we all rolled initiative. Do I still have that? Because I was just planning to cast Bless.
I'll say as he moves towards you, you can evoke. Where's your turn in this? You'll get to on your turn. Oh, was Rafa not able to? Were you not able to put yours in the order?
It won't let me select the token because I should have already been in the room.
You are.
And
Yeah, you are.
I thought that was me on the stair.
Well, yeah, the stairs of the room, effectively.
Well, no, I mean that I guess I meant next to Donatello because he was trying to find him way back.
Ah.
Oh shoot! Why'd the recording stop? Oh, my Roll20 recording stopped.
No.
Oh well, it shall be for you. Well, it's a good thing that you caught that before the entire battle started.
Not enough space. Oh well.
That's more than 16 gigabytes of RAM, if you know what I'm saying.
What on earth?
I don't know, just stating random stuff from YouTube videos.
Okay, did that go through? Okay, you're in the initiative. I just need to fix it.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you'll get to bless on your turn, Captain. What are you doing?
Well, actually, I'm going to keep my pistols loaded no matter what. Because you never know we're going to be attacked. So, yes, I'm going to fire both pistols.
Okay.
Alright, so
That'll be 2 attack rolls.
there's the first one. There's the second. So the first hits. I know the second one doesn't.
The first one hits, the second one does not. Damn it. Oh wait, how much did that sacred flame do? Good job, me, for
9.
tracking things.
9. 9.
As the smooth projectile of your pistol right into one of the eyes of the mimic as it spurts green Icarus acidic blood and makes more guttural, wrenching noises. Nila.
I guess she would fear commotion, so it's like 60 feet from where she's standing, so I have to use my action to dash to get there, so I'm going to do that.
Okay.
And now I am here. That's going to be my turn.
So that was dash. Okay. Can you bonus action rage?
I mean, yeah, but she's not going to rage or anything.
Fair. Up to you. Donatello, it is now your turn.
Nice. So yeah, I'll do
Start.
that.
The captain is sort of running away. The captain of the guard.
Ah. Coward. I don't know. Should I use Bless or should I do the... You know what? I'm going to do this. First and foremost, I'm going to summon my spiritual weapon behind him.
The chest is against the wall. You cannot currently summon anything behind it.
Above it.
Above it.
Or in front of it, either one.
Oh, I really should have put your spiritual weapon in as like a NPC party, so it'd be just right there for me to grab. Where is it?
Beware, foul beast.
Here it is. Okay, where are you putting it?
Yeah, just in front of him.
Okay. Does it
And I smack with it.
Roll damage.
Booyah. So that's gonna be 11.
Okay, it crams into the top, fracturing this, sort of like when there's a really thin, that hollow chocolate candy. You've broken that exterior and found the mallow interior, except the mallow is acidic, gooey, weird, mimic body.
Nice. And so, the next thing I'm going to do for my action is that I am going to use a new spell, grabbing my holy symbol, and raise my hands up, and summon my spirit guardians, which is just a level of, holy apparitions of just crusaders dancing around me with shields. And every single time, well, it's in a 15-foot radius, and so every time it comes in and starts its turn, it has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Are these the old style Paelorian Crusader knights?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, they appear stalwart in their full regalia. Rafa, what do you do as all this commotion is breaking out? A gunshot is now percolating your tinnitus.
I'm not able to move the token, so was I near Donatello, or am I still over in the stairs?
Sorry, yes, you are now by Donatello.
Okay, so I'm in striking distance, it looks like, of...
Yeah.
So is my armor and fist still active? I mean, it was less than a minute before I came down, right?
Yes, and your armor lasts for an hour.
Okay, so I'm gonna rush in, and I'm going to.
We'll say you managed to
attack
weasel. You managed to weasel out. We'll say basically you pull out Honest Tom.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm going to attack it. Basically, I'm going to do the dual attack. I'm going to attack it twice. So here, I'll just tell you what I'm intending to do. So I'm intending to attack it twice. It will have the divine weapon, and I'll also use my key for stunning strike for both attacks.
Okay.
So I'll use 2 key for that. Does that work?
Yep.
Okay, so what do I use first?
I guess first you'd make an unarmed attack, and then we'd be applying your damages to that, if it hits.
Right.
Okay, so... Sorry, I'm not as fast as you guys.
It's alright.
Thought I was supposed to be the turtle.
Yeah, right?
I'm kidding.
Tortoise in the flesh.
I'm having trouble finding it. Sorry, I can't find where it is.
It should be on the base page of your sheet.
In your attacks?
Right below. Oh, unarmored strike has been is not on your character sheet.
What now?
For some reason,
Oh.
unarmored strike is not actually listed on your character sheet.
Wow, that's
Okay. Well, then I don't feel quite as bad for not finding it.
That's stupid.
I
Why
think
is
that's
that?
like what's your regular what's your regular attack damage?
I don't know where to look for that.
Because generally it'll be like a D4 or D6 or something like that.
Oh,
so-
for being a monk. At this point,
Yeah.
it'll be a D4.
Yeah, so he'll just have to, or roll for him, just roll him a D4. and then we'll add the additional damage from the armor. If you want me to do it, I can. It's just
Yeah, that'd be fine if that works. Sorry.
no, you're fine. It's like is the question is whether or not my dice are good.
Hey, that's fine.
1d4. Everybody gets what?
Okay.
What in the heck? Why would it?
And then you add what's your armor modifier?
The sacred weapon.
Yeah, what does your sacred weapon add to your attacks?
Okay, that one I can roll. Oh, it doesn't let me roll with it? What do I do with it?
Oh, it should.
Oh, that just puts the description up.
Why is roll 20 broken?
And then as an action, you can imbue one weapon that is your hands,
Right.
with a minimum bonus of +1. The weapon also emits a bright light. The weapon's already magical. It becomes magical.
Oh, you add your charisma modifier with a minimum bonus of 1.
Right.
So
what's your
what?
charisma?
Charisma is 3.
So that's 4 damage. 4
And
damage.
then smite as well.
Right, and so cast your smite.
Or not. I'm sorry, stunning strike.
Right.
Target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw, or be stunned.
Okay. It is stunned.
Nice.
So that was both attacks. Did we do 2 attacks or just the 1?
Just the 1.
So that's the first punch, I guess.
How much damage did that do?
4. 4 damage, and now it's stunned.
It seems so low.
It builds.
It does build.
Where's the monk?
Alright, so 5 key left.
5 key.
5 keys!
Oh, I was thinking like monkey, but different.
Monkey.
Key points. Oh, it is a 1d6 of damage. My apologies.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a little better.
Do we need
Let
to
me just add the 2.
I will hold it for right now. Unarmored strikes are... Roller. Okay, so that should be plus your strength. That'd be plus your... No, damage doesn't gain proficiency bonus.
Correct.
Okay, there you go. You now have a unarmed strike. Is that all you're doing on your turn?
So I can... Well, have we done the second attack?
I guess not. But you can now actually click it and it'll roll it for you.
Right. Do you see unarmed strike now, or do you probably need to refresh the page?
Oh, I might have to.
Yeah, just refresh the page real quick, and then I think it might be working for you.
Okay, just a second.
Well, we already had one of those, and now you lost it. Now you got to try again.
Deacon rushes over and starts tending to Honest Tom.
I'm surprised the man has survived this long.
So am I.
Noel, I was thinking either that picture that you sent me or the guy who made a campaign.
Here we go.
Of the rent is too darn high.
There we go.
There we go.
That does not hit, unfortunately.
It does not hit?
No.
Oh. Oh, that wasn't a 1d6. That was the strike.
Yeah, that's the strike.
Here.
And the bottom is the damage.
It's
Roger that.
Okay. It's the same result.
Right, so you would have hit it with 5, but you also missed.
It's also auto.
Well, Rafa must be right-handed, and so his left hand he was not proficient in, and he's like, "Why is my hand so light? Because it's glowing and it's an enchanted weapon."
Yeah.
So he was just like, "Oh,
As the mimic is stunned.
Oh, it also has the roll the wisdom save.
oh, that's true." Even if I missed.
No, I'm talking about
first time.
for me with my
Oh,
my
you're
spirit
sorry.
guardians.
My bad.
Oh, wait, what are you doing?
With my spirit, because my spirit guardians is now activated and he's in it because it's within 15 feet. Every single time he starts his turn, he has to make for 10 minutes. He has to make a wisdom saving throw, and if he fails it, he takes 3d8 radiant damage.
He saves. He will be taking half.
Okay.
Dang.
My last night my paladin got to use his spiritual guardians, which are, because he serves the matron of ravens, it's a murder of crows. Well, ravens.
Ooh.
Okay.
Maiden.
What is half of 17? As I pull back up the mimic's sheet.
8.5.
Pardon?
8.5.
8. So rounding up.
About 9.
Rounding down. Okay. Takes 8 damage. And that is a number.
That is a number.
Okay. It is oozing, the strange gelatinous insideness that is now becoming outsideness. It is bloodied.
Inside. Nice.
Captain, it bleeds. We can kill it.
Tell me, Mimic, do you bleed?
I run up with my cutlass and I strike it.
Alright, roll for it.
It's a 10.
Was that a hit or?
Sorry. That does not hit.
He's in close quarters.
You do have a second attack, yes.
Gotcha.
That's a 19.
That does hit. Roll damage. Okay. He is looking very sorely as your blade breaks through it again. Or breaks through it for the first time.
We went through a round and nobody's been hit yet. We are making good progress.
Niela, that's all unfolded.
Okay.
I'm gonna move my token up here.
I'm gonna. I want to go up to it and use my warhammer. I don't know where. Go.
All right. Since the spiritual weapon is just a sword, we'll say you can be in the same space as it. It has no clip on. You can just walk through it.
Enter the void.
The glowing swirl of crusaders is probably a little more distracting, though, as you're walking towards it.
Wait, I have an extra attack, right? Yeah. What?
Close quarters.
Also, I realized we're gonna keep the damage from it, but actually, Donatello, you're one step beyond the 15-foot radius.
Oof.
Or it is one step beyond the 15-foot radius.
My bad. I got to step a little bit closer.
Yeah, your swings miss.
Yeah. She's never seen this before.
You have, though.
Like you said, distracted by the spirit guardians.
Yeah, she gets blinded.
Okay, the other foot. Ooh, I'm blinded by the light. Donatello, your turn.
Oh, I can't see. So I'm gonna step a little bit closer, so I can, so my guardians can have full effect, and of course, hitting him with my spiritual whipping.
Yes.
Weeping.
Yes. Oh, that hits. Roll damage.
You were so surprised.
How much you hit
That's a
by?
5.
A smooth criminal. I can math. It is. Your spiritual weapon slashes through almost all of its eyes with the blade bearing. Hey, Cam. With the blade bearing the depth of almost halfway through the lid, as it just tears through, green, hissing, acidic blood spattering against the wall.
I go in for my my other attack with my javelin.
Alright, roll for it.
It's a 25.
That hits. How do you want to do this?
What in the world?
How do you want to do this?
I with as much athletics as a turtle can do, imbuing his javelin with holy light, he leaps upwards and then slams the top of his javelin into the mimic.
Slam.
You have hurt others, and you will never hurt anyone again.
As you run the javelin through the mimic, just and its form melts into it is just a immobile puddle of mimicky pseudopodness. It seems dead. The room now smells even worse.
And now I got it all over my clothes.
Yep, Captain.
Oh no.
And now.
Yep, Captain.
I got an empty bottle. Can I pick up the acidic blood?
Well, I didn't hear that first thing you said.
I have an empty bottle. Can I pick up the acidic blood?
All right. How big is this bottle? Oh, it's a ship's bottle. Okay, you acquire one. Put in your inventory. You have one bottle of mimic blood.
All right. Do I have to roll for this, or?
For fullness, roll a survival.
Just for catastrophic fail, just in case.
Just roll a survival.
Roll what?
Survival.
And you
check.
lose your hands.
Survival check.
Bottommost skill.
Yeah, you it goes up to the neck of the bottle. You manage to collect enough.
Rolls a 1, he drops, and then it lands on his foot. Ah, my foot!
No.
So turning around, I notice Rafa
Glowing.
literally glowing. And of course, I look at his hands. I look at his hands and then look at him and then look back at his hands and then look back at him.
What are those?
I say, those are new.
Yeah, they are. And I have no idea what it means.
Are you sure
But
about
they
that?
feel light as a feather.
You don't feel any hurt or tear or sacrifice, do you?
No.
I don't say anything else but just smile and begin to walk to my cabin to wash off some of the acid. Good to know. Good to know.
As you walk away, Deacon is tending to Honest Tom.
I'm gonna walk over to him as well.
Holding his big cat nose. Holding his big paw over his cat nose. He's alive. He's not in a good state, but Honest Tom is never in a good state.
I was going to ask that.
As this all simmers, Lance walks out and goes, "Would you please keep this racket down? What on earth is he doing here?"
He hears from Donatello's cabin. That's what we all said.
Oh, Palos light. And he kind of walks back in. And now we go from here into more of sailing. I'm presuming it is understood that the next destination is Vahlen.
Yes.
Is that correct to everyone?
From what I remember. I don't remember much.
But I do remember this.
I was on that plane. I don't remember much. I smelled smoke. And now I'm eating a taco.
Taco. Taco Bell. Saga?
Taco sound.
Captain looking at this world map. Well, sort of world map. This Fog of Ward world map. Actually, Captain, you have a map of this area. You easily know. That I just clicked the wrong thing. Reveal areas.
Fog comes in thicker.
Reveal. There we go.
He spilled ink on his map.
Greater into the unknown.
You know that Vahlen is just northwest of where you are.
Excuse me, sir. It's northwest. Get it right.
Clearly northeast, if you remember saying.
North.
North.
Northwest.
Northwest.
So, over the course of the night, you
I'm traveling northwest.
you sailed a little, readjusting your course. You actually find yourself a little more out here in your ultimate understanding of your bearings. So,
Okay.
you set course for Vahlen?
Sure, yes.
Alrighty. The journey takes... It's a little stormy. The journey ends up taking about 2 days. As I realize that means I have to go over to my calendar document and move y'all up a few days. Calendar, right here. So it is now Monday, the 10th of Vahlen. I assume the religious of you celebrated on Sundal, the holy day of the week. Unless you observe Sabal worship. Let's see.
I think I probably did manage to grab some, at least some stout and some bread in celebration of that holy day and shared it with anybody who wanted it.
Actually, before you come to this page, 1 second. Pretend you didn't see that.
I actually didn't, so.
What?
You come to learn that, indeed, you do have a stowaway. Honest Tom is on board. He saw the fires, the zombies, the cannons, and he just knew he had to get out of Dodge. You also find out that the captain managed to secure a bottle a few bottles of Galamine to return to Deacon, what few were left, one of which was stolen by the stowaway. He's happy to shove off at the next port you come to. Speaking of the next port you all come to, as you're sailing your second day out at sea, at length you see a vastly walled city, one that's very hard for me to put in proper view on my stupid tablet. Work with me here. It helps hard to come by. In these stone walls, concrete walls, whatever they are, you see the pot marks of cannon fire from years, centuries of war. Above which you see notches which bear the muzzles of gigantic seaward cannons. Paelorian banners hang from watchtowers along the coastline. Even from here, far away, and even from behind the very, very tall walls, you see a ramshackle shape. You see what appears to be a wizard's tower, intuitively to all of you. The flat of the wall has a great painted title, Vahlen. As you approach, Captain, you notice the docks are intricate woodworks, military, civilian, even trade ships and fishing boats. You're making your approach.
On the docks, is the docks outside the or do we have to go enter on the channels?
The docks are extending from the borough that says so. That says it has the docks.
Got in section B, that's what I'm saying, but there's channels on both sides. Do we have to go on the what would be the beach area? There'll be docks coming off that, or
the docks come off of the shoreline. Yes.
shoreline? Okay, the beach area. Got you.
Yeah.
Shoreline. All right. I say we try to find an opening for us to dock.
We still have our flag flying, letting them know we're friendlies, right?
You did manage. We didn't go over this, but you did manage to the woman who was making your flag got it done quicker than expected. There's apparently an expedite on the dye she needed, and you do have your Paelorian jack. Ship.
Is the ship visible?
Huh?
Yes.
How'd that work?
Remember during our battle with the other ship, when we fired the first shot, we blew our cover. So I think it's something like when we're not, attacking people, we're easily able to be seen.
Huh.
You're able easy enough, Captain, to find an opening to bring the ship to. As you do, there's promptly a representative of the dockmaster with a few guards walking down to register your porting. Are y'all disembarking? Pardon? What's your question?
I'll holler over the side. I was just I'll holler over the side of the ship, asking how much is the charge for docking.
Ship of this size, this elven squirely man kind of looks around. 5 gold a night.
I nod my head.
You know which place you shall be staying here in Vahlen, so that we may bill you accordingly.
No, I don't. I was going to pay you when I come off the ship.
Sounds good. The docks are bustling with troops moving around, shipments, just people going for walks, families, some people fishing off piers.
That was like a pretty busy place.
Yes, it does.
It is very bustling. The docks themselves are almost a Venezuelan metropolis of foot traffic and hubbub. Did I say Venezuelan? Venice. The names are too similar.
Venetian. So Venetian instead of Venezuelan.
Yeah.
How about we go find a place to stay?
I was looking forward to ceviche.
Donatello rolls his eyes as he drags Rafa along to find a place
So
to find an inn.
do y'all head beyond? So basically how it works, there's all along this coastline, there's, well, with this district, there's the docks, and then there's the beachhead, which is all along the coastline. And then beyond the beachhead, there's basically these sally ports into the city, as the city is effectively completely walled off from the outside.
Nice.
So I'm assuming
Yeah.
are y'all making your way inside?
Yeah.
Yes, and I go ahead and pay the dock personnel.
Would you like to pay in advance if you know how long you're staying for, or again, if you find a place to be staying here, you can give us the name of the establishment?
I'll let you know if we stay in extra.
Certainly. Let the dockmaster's office know. What is the name? Oh, he looks. Ah, I see. And he writes down the name of your vessel.
Okay, and do you have a map of the city where we can know where stuff is?
Oh, I do. He hands you a brochure, hand flip. It's got a jaunty little advert for Phil's Euros in what, as you look at it, correlating to this map you've been given, is the E borough.
All right.
And there's a number of travel sites listed on the brochure. Home of the 7 greatest houses in the Paelorian Empire. Which, Donatello, as you're taking in where you are, you would remember, having recently met her, Lady Lorelei. This is where her family gets its roots.
Mm-hmm. I would be very much obliged to check out not only the housing, but also the churches around here.
Sounds good to me.
So where are you guys headed off to? Captain?
Nellie, you know that you need to find the postmaster of this town and deliver a letter there.
Right.
I'm going to go find food and try to find a place to stay tonight.
Alright. As you all enter the exit of the Sally Port into the inside of the city, at which y'all were basically given a little ticket to say, like, yeah, I legitimately came through the ports, and there's sort of a ticket master at the entrance to the city making sure that everybody has their ticket. As you enter this first borough that has docks, You also see a bunch of fine shops that are offering textile goods, knitted rugs, outfits. You don't really see much in the way of food establishments other than what some of you would recognize to be the entrances to dive bars. This seems a lot more of a center for that versus what the captain's brochure shows the other districts to be.
So, wizards.
This doesn't necessarily seem like the places we're all looking for.
Well, we're in the dive bar area, so we need to go over to, if you're looking for, when you go to section E.
Yeah, that's for food. And Nella, you said you were going somewhere?
Yes, I have to, this letter that I was given to give to someone else is here, I guess.
If you could all make perception checks while Doc, you continue.
Yeah, so that, if I'm thinking, that would probably be somewhere in the general goods, would it not? Or somewhere to mail things.
With the talk you're familiar with from, being very tied to the Empire, that the borough signified by A is where you're going to find a lot of that more structure of how the city works, kind of stuff. That's basically the central hub, whereas the rest are more specialized boroughs.
Where would the hotels be?
A.
You can find there's a few different sleeping establishments in different boroughs. Actually, as you're looking around, you do find a tavern very close to the entrance called the Anchor's Way Tavern.
Over in Borough B?
Yes. But looking at your perception checks, as you're deciding where to go, Niella, you start to pick up on a hushed conversation in a nearby alley. As you approach, there's a slight, youthful giggle, as you spy upon a young man and a woman talking, and he's trying to shush her. And they kiss before he goes, "My parents mustn't know. Please, Ophelia, must understand this." And they're talking in hushed tones that you've picked up that there's something weird here, but you're too far away to really gauge what's going on.
They said stay away from Juliet.
Probably gonna try and go closer.
Okay. Roll for stealth.
Oh yay.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm a step.
You sneak right up.
Batman.
Stealthy barbarian pig lady.
She sighs and goes, "Stanley, I don't care if it's uncouth. I don't care about our houses or traditions. I don't care that you do textiles. I don't care about what my folks have going on. I just want you. Frankly, I wouldn't mind getting away from this place. Amelia, this place is our lives. It's our livelihood. So much is on the line. Maybe even our lives if our parents are crazy enough." And they just kind of keep on this banter of what's clearly a star-crossed fling between two different houses in charge of this whole city. you gather from this, there's a family that is solely kind of in charge of the textiles, of determining the prices and the kinds of goods. There's a family that's hers, so that's his family. Her family is basically in charge of the food hub of this city, determining prices, styles of food. You haven't picked up on their names because they're on a first name basis.
Nella's gonna back off at this point because now it feels awkward.
Do you mind?
Techna kind of leans against your neck.
I'm gonna look for that post office.
Okay. You've surmised from talking with the others that you would probably find it in the hub north of where you are.
All right.
At this point, how much longer can we go for tonight?
I'm good now.
I got like 18 minutes.
Are you okay with us continuing after you've departed, or?
Sure.
Okay.
I just need to find a place where I can send off some of this money to pay for the rest of my shield. Because once I drop this 100, I think I'm good.
So actually, you and Nella would have to be going to the same place, so we can really quickly, I think... I'm trying to figure out, I want to put a break. Should I do that before or after? I think five-ish minute break would be good. Kyle, if you could give a gospel break, and then y'all can introduce your channels, where other people can find you. I guess we kind of did that at the beginning, but, be more aggressive about it. I don't know.
Throttle them.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, please gather around. Let me tell you a story about a man named Adam who screwed up everything and blamed God. What a knucklehead. Because of him, we're all born into sin. Every last one of us. None of good, no, not one. None of righteous, no, not one. And the wages of sin is death. Which means if we stood toward just holy, righteous God today, we would be condemned of our sinful actions. But there's good news, aka the gospel. 2,000 years ago, Jesus Christ came, born of a virgin, perfect man, perfect God, went to Calvary and died for our sins, took our condemnation so we could have his righteousness, was buried and rose again on the third day. If you confess your mouth of Jesus Christ the Lord, believe in your heart God rose from the dead, you shall be saved. Today is the day of the Lord's salvation. He stands at the door. Knocks. Question is, are you going to answer? And if you've already answered, please share the gospel. That is his marching orders. He told you to do that before he went to sit beside the right-hand side of the Father. Now, also get your butt in the pew, because you need to be discipled. This gospel break has been brought to you by Tomes of Time.
Very nice.
I
just realized.
Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say I just realized that I've been underutilizing a lot of the stuff that I have on the monk side of the. So I can So when I go into attack, I can do stunning strike.
Mm-hmm.
I can also do flurry of blows. So I attack once, that could stun them, and then I can use a key to do 2 additional unarmed strikes. Then I get my second attack, and I can do that again. And now I can use Divine Smite for the second attack, and that is damage heavy.
Okay.
I need to learn how to stack my attacks the right way, because I'm underutilizing it all.
Right. If you know, or if you can find a way to, plan out your attacks well, plan out your turns well, you can do incredibly well, especially as a monk. Because you're basically the super punchy boys. While the clerics and the paladins are sort of like the one-hit heavy hitters. You guys are known for, your flurry of blows, basically being your typical JoJo stance. So you're gonna have to work on um, you know, planning things out well. Because if you do it well, you can be pretty darn awesome.
So this says when you can expend one spell slot, right? So how do I know how many spell slots I have, and how do they recharge? Is that I go over to spells and I look? Is it there?
It's listed there. It would also be denoted in if you have a player's handbook, it'd be noted there. Like if you have a physical copy.
Nerd.
So slots total. See, I don't.
So here,
So I see a spot
slots.
that says slots total 2. So that means I can use 2 of whatever of these abilities that are in here, or that one.
Yes, which
per
look like
day, per battle,
per long rest.
Per long rest. So per night.
So basically a day.
Per
yes.
day.
Yeah, pretty much. So like for me, I have 3 level 3 spell slots. I have 3 level 2 spell slots and 4 level 1 spell slots. So I can only use those particular ones per long rest. And if I'm not of those, I just straight up attack.
So how do you know when that would go up, like with a level?
So if you're
because
using
it's been 2 the whole time I've played.
When you're
looks like
when you're using character mouncer, it'll bounce you up. If you have a player's handbook or access to basically that, there's a chart for every class that uses magic how it goes up.
Okay.
Anyways,
yeah.
We need to secure a man's plot line before he has to skedaddle. So Nella and Donatello. Does the rest of the party accompany, or do you let 2 of your members wander off alone?
I was going with Donatello to. He was looking at a church, so that's what I was just gonna follow him.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow him to the big city.
All right.
Big part of the city.
Y'all make your way. The architecture, the vibe, the food, the smells, the music you hear from certain parlors. This place is alien, but to you actually as players, interpreting it for your characters, it's very Mediterranean. It's very Italian. As you make your way into the northernmost borough, with the help of street signs and asking for directions, you make your way to sort of this back corner here, where not only is there a gargantuan church, as the elevation rises, there's a gargantuan church, a cathedral, the posting sign of which says the St. Lorelei Cathedral. You assume a almost as big building, not too far from it, might very well be their own estate. General stores and different kinds of mercantile dot this district. A giant hotel, also called the Forint Hotel, as you finally come to the post shop. And you enter inside. It's set up fairly like a Western post office.
Okay. Nella doesn't know what a post office is.
There's a desk. It's kind of vaulted like a bank, behind which are several clerks furiously working away at things.
Did she come in here alone, or are they with me?
No, I'm
Donatello's here to pay.
Yeah, I stand by Nella and help her walk her to the front desk. Greetings. Greetings. How are you doing?
What you remember from some of your knowledge, Donatello, to be a Firbolg, a creature more from the reclusive depths of the Calibri countryside. This creature, this denizen of the forest, looks up and with these tiny little glasses that sit on the end of his kind of animalistic button nose, with his almost human face, very shaggy reddish fur against his blue-gray skin. Well, hello. How can I help?
Well, my friend and I need to make some send-offs. Number one, Nella, if you would, I hold my hand out for the for the letter.
Well, hello there, little Missy. What's a guy like you doing in a big city like this?
Oh no!
She's gonna just kind of like look up. Visiting?
Oh, that's what my grandfather thought he was doing. Now I'm here.
Congratulations. I need some mail goods.
Oh! From Trent. Isn't that fun? I'll see to it. Oh! What's this? Certificate for reward? Hey, Dave! We need some 50 gold pieces up here. And you see behind him a very gaunt fellow. Just a human, but he's also just very gaunt. Going, out, 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 out. And he goes back, and after a little bit, he comes back with a small bag of coins. Here you go, and thank you. Tell me, what's going on in Trent? We haven't heard from them in months. This is the first letter we've seen.
She genuinely, like... Trent was so long ago.
A literal bead of sweat.
Retrobit goblins. Brigand.
Oh right, that guy, okay.
New management.
Well, their mayor ran away after attempting to be hanged.
The Festus Brigand of House Brigand ran away. What do? Run out of money? Ha 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 ha. That's funny because they own the banks here. Ha. So, anything else I can help you with?
That is all I have to do.
Okay. And you, father?
I drop a bag of 100 coins. I wish to send this back to a smithy back in Trent.
In Trent? Or was it in Andal?
No, in Andal.
Oh!
I have Trent on the brain.
Okay. We'll have that on the first boat south. East. East.
Thank you.
No, thank you. It's always good to keep up with your... whatever that's for.
Just finishing up a quick payment.
sure it's not as bad as if you missed the payment with the brigand bank.
I could imagine. So the brigands own the banks over here in Vahlen.
Oh, yeah. They're a very old family in Vahlen. Older than mine, anyways.
And what could you tell me about the Lorelei family? Apparently, they are very influential here as well.
Oh, everybody loves the Loreleis. There's a sea named after them. The Lorelei and the Coruscant, the most famous oceans in Aleph. A lot of pirates in those waters, though. Watch out. The family, though? If they were any pure, they would be the Archaeirus himself. Not a less pious family you can find.
Is that so? Is there a chance that a bishop would be able to at least visit some of them? Possibly, would they be at the church?
Oh, perhaps, yes. The men of the family have always been the Archbishop of the Lorelei Cathedral. I can't say the same for the other churches, but all the other churches around here have their influence from House Lorelei.
So every single one of them, all the archbishops, has been a descendant from the same family.
Yes.
That's a rather odd practice. Usually the archbishops are selected from the other bishops, at least not from the same family.
Well, I guess that's how you do it when you're Novum Cathedri. Cathedrals? Cathedral? That whole fangled thing.
Fitting. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you for my wait, no. That's not how that works. He kind of gets lost in talking to himself.
Donatello's head slightly lowers as he tries to quickly drag Nella out of the place.
I was this close to
Nella
making the
leaving.
Utopia sloth.
Nick.
I'm gonna ask Donatello something if I could. Is it normal for Paelor to elect families and their descendants to these positions over and over again?
Well, the Lord Paelor is a lord of families, yes, but generally that implies covenant election, not in relation to positions of power. Now,
So-
don't get me wrong, there is an
Something
actual succession, but not in relation to families.
So there's something wrong here.
His eyes squint and his brow furrows. It appears it might be so.
Where would y'all like to go?
I'd like to see if there's some shops around we could look for some supplies or some. Well, we'll see what I find.
What kind of supplies are you looking for?
Mainly, I want to see what kind of weapons are available that might work for what I'm kind of moving toward.
As you ask around, you quickly find out that you need to go all the way to the southernmost district where there's smiths and forges.
Okay. I think I might be heading that way. If anyone would like to come with me, you're welcome to.
I was gonna head to the church
I'm still looking for food district.
I am going to go with
You're what, Null?
food.
Food.
I'm gonna go find the captain.
Alright. Those are in roughly the same direction.
All right, gang, let's split up and look for clues.
So yeah, you proceed to the food district.
I do actually have to leave, though.
Okay. Take care. God bless.
See you guys.
Farewell.
Don't
going,
do
bro?
anything fun without me. And don't die.
So that was 2 weeks ago.
Don't get unalived.
Yeah, Donatello goes off to look at the church as the rest of you are left to your own devices. The food district. The food district. Pull up my notes for that.
He must have been yours.
It's as you approach it from the angle you're approaching it from. It is just. It's like the farmer's market to end all farmers market. It is streets and streets and streets and alleyways of family restaurants and food places and food carts and vendors and people just bringing produce and putting it. This is the place to go for one who is famished. Y'all gonna head somewhere y'all gonna head to a person ask for food?
Food. Well, I go where my nose feels to go.
Okay. It's the palate, though you can find almost anything, the palate here is mostly Mediterranean kinds of food.
Which that doesn't bother me at all. It's I like exotic pasta, so
Pasta.
I'm gonna go for
You find a garish street vendor who's making pasta out in the open air. He's doing like his own method, just kind of spinning it around, working the dough, cooking it, and serving it to people. Like one of those ice cream vendors who does the whole bait and switching, lobster and pasta. There might be, Cam. There might be. You easily enough for a gold piece can get a meal. There's a sign that explains. And he very deftly sleight of hand. He's a very, very lithe, very tall elf. More of a wood elf than a high elf. He just kind of whips it together. Sleight of hand deftly flips you a plate. What's this notification? That's just that it's going. Tips you a plate, tips you the spaghetti, pulls the spaghetti back, gives you a fork, puts the spaghetti down, takes the fork out, stabs it in it, pulls it out, stabs a meatball, wraps it around, grabs another meatball, wraps it around, grabs another, wraps it around, grabs a fourth, and is basically giving you this look of tell me when. He's giving you the how many meatballs do you have him give you. He gives you another.
There's one gold coin.
For one gold coin. This whole thing's for a gold coin, so.
All right, I'll take it. Is there a place to sit down and eat?
There's almost every house is kind of raised as it's a sloped terrain, and there's all sorts of foot buildings off of it.
Okay. Well, I go sit down and I start eating my spaghetti.
Okay. Nella,
With my
anything?
3 or 4 meatballs.
Probably more than that, probably. Um,
And thank you. I know what I'm making for supper tomorrow.
and Nella, whatever your little Lanaylan heart desires can be found here.
She's gonna smell for something that reminds her of pork.
Reminds her of pork?
She wants to find pork.
As you look around, there's a cart that has like 3 open grills, and one of those grills is a actively being spit roasted hog with a let's see, what's the species? So many species you juggle. The problem is I want a surly dragonborn, but I can't give you surly dragonborn in this part of the world. A very burly man with actually no, he's taller than a man, and his skin is gray, and he has blue tattoos. But he's very, very buff, very tall. And he sees you eyeing the pig, and he goes, "You want some? How much?"
Do they have like? So is that the only one that they're making?
The others have various different things. This is the only pig that's being roasted currently.
All right, she's gonna ask for the hooves of it.
For the what? I'm sorry.
The hooves.
The hooves.
You can eat those.
Okay. He takes out a giant cleaver and just hacks it off at the hip, on both hips. You want all of them?
What?
You want all those?
Mhm.
And he hacks off the front too, hands them over and goes, "I'll be 10 gold."
Alright. She gives him 10 gold.
Thank ya. He keeps sterling the pig. A little bit of scrap that, from one of the hacks that didn't go quite as quick as he wanted, he kind of rips off and just eats. And he's cut them off at the shoulder. He couldn't justify it by just giving you the hooves. So you have you have 4 pig's legs.
Okay. And she just starts eating them as she walks around.
Tekna seems hungry.
She's gonna take a piece off and kind of like test to see if Tekna's the same.
Her nose kind of, and then she just scarfs it down.
That is correct. I give her some more as we walk.
She repeats the same cute routine for each one. There's some buskers on like every third corner, playing lutes and different instruments. And I think my neck has been stiff all day. Anyways, Rafa, you're making your way past the food, as good as it smells, down to the smitheries. And you find, as there had been before in the last town, but on a grander scale, this is an industrial complex. People are making parts for ships out of metal. People are making, cannons. There's forges that have displays of beautiful armor and weaponry, and all sorts of things. You're muted. You're currently muted.
I would like to take a look at some of the weaponry as I walk along.
Okay. It's all run of the mill. There's certainly some things that are designed more ornately than others.
What kind of prices do I see on some of the items?
They If you look at the standard prices in, say, the equipment section of a manual, it's pretty much the standard prices plus about 5 to 10 gold.
So, just looking at a sword as I walk by, say like a small single-handed sword, what does that run?
That would be running.
A feeling this might be too rich for my blood.
Short sword. Where on earth are short swords in here? They're simple weapons, right? Oh no, they're not. They're martial weapons. You can get short swords, depending on how well crafted they are, anywhere from 15 to 20 gold a piece.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try and are they just marked? I mean, are they actually just marked as they're out, or?
There are prices posted on the shops, and then the displays, like a certain kind of modern weapons show that used to happen, I guess, in this state, in this country. I don't know how popular they are anymore. They have tags, and they have prices. Yes, Captain?
I'm telling him, I'm just thinking, is our armory on the ship that he could get a sword from, where he wouldn't have to spend, or?
Oh, there would be some level of an armory on the ship.
As I remember, there was. I don't know what's in the armory because we didn't talk about it.
So yeah, you'd have to look into that.
We'll have to have a word on that later, I suppose.
You notice something interesting as you're around here. There's frequent. It's not like they're patrols. It's like they're squads on parade, marching around the streets.
Is there anything suspicious about them?
Make a vibe check. No, make an insight check.
A vibe check. Oh, great. I can't roll to save my life today, apparently.
So is this Bible study random discussion? This is Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, this is not your forte. You're not really sure what's going on.
Well, I'm going to take a look also at looking specifically for like bracers, maybe something that covers the hand that might have armored knuckles or something like that.
As a monk,
Like that.
as a monk, I believe you're getting better armor without. That's kind of part of your abilities.
Yeah, so it wouldn't necessarily be for protection, but more for while maintaining an unarmed status, but having something that could add at least some level of damage to the bare fist.
Well, that would start then to get into use. What is this?
A lot of them, there are monk weapons, like even a short sword. There's
monkish variants. Yeah. At that point, that would be basically like brass knuckle adjacent. So it's a weapon. It wouldn't be an unarmed strike.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. Okay. I guess I'm satisfied then. I'll head back to where they are.
Okay. You find them eating. I don't know if they're sitting together or sitting apart.
Well, I'll just plop down next to the captain. How's the food?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Go get you some.
I might. My appetite was pretty much curbed back on the ship. When I walked by smelling the breakfast that was being cooked, that smelled good up until I got to that cabin where it didn't smell so good.
Yes, speaking of that, do we need to leave him in this city or drop him off somewhere else?
It's a good question. Does anyone ask him?
He'd said on the way here that he's fine with shoving off at the next port you get to. And Captain, you know specifically there is an entire borough here that's basically dedicated to being the slums of the city.
Yeah. He'd fit in there.
Somehow I think this is going to turn into like the Cabbage Man of this campaign.
The cabbage man.
Oh, did you not watch Avatar? He just randomly shows up every couple episodes.
He does.
Anyway.
Hey, these games take so long. I can't just gotta keep the good characters around. So what does Rafa's palate desire? There's
Something cheap, really.
also,
He's still of the mind that he might want to carry a weapon in case it's needed.
the Captain, you remember the euros on the brochure were being offered for pretty cheap.
Yes. Also, I can offer to pay for it for him.
Oh, that's okay. I can pay my own way. You've provided a ship.
In my own way. Also, speaking of being a captain, Kyle, did you get to look over the pirate code handout? It's in your handouts there. So yeah, you easily enough find the fabled Phil's Euro stand. It's actually a whole little shop cut into a corner of a block. He's this sort of dwarf behind the counter. He's grizzled. He's got curly black hair, a hairy chest from a fairly split open shirt and overalls. He looks up and goes, "Hey, what can I get you?"
Whatever you got.
We got euros, we got churros, we got all sorts of cuisine.
I'll try a euro.
Alright, coming right up, that'll be us. How does money break down? That'll be a silver piece. As he starts.
How many silver and a gold? 10?
There are, yes, there are 10, yes.
Okay, so I'm down to 14 gold and 9 silver. Well, I give him a gold. I suppose he'll give me change. I hope.
Yeah, once you get to the pay counter, and he whips up a euro. He asks you what ingredients you want, and, like a Subway stand, he fills it out. He
Awesome.
takes your coin, and he gives you your change and your food. And remember, spread the word. Phil's Euros, best on the block. Oh, your
Will
money
do,
back.
sir. I'll sit down with the captain and dig in.
It's a euro of food I have very little experience with.
As long as it doesn't make me sick.
Roll a Constitution check.
Oh, really? Are you kidding?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
I'm kidding.
I was like, did I fall into the trap that you'd set?
Oh, no.
Little does he know that it is actually a mimic.
Oh no.
Your food seems to be
He's like,
very bitey.
why does it have teeth?
Your food seems to be very bitey. In fact, is that a tooth?
Yeah. There's that.
So yeah, you eat as it's about midday. Someone sets off a firework? Huh, weird. Not in game, in real life.
His little olive on his sandwich was a mimic.
Tiny little itty bitty. A baby mimic. They're breeding in the shop.
You, yeah, I don't know. What do y'all want to look into as you're eating?
I'm finishing up my last meatball, and now I want to just lay back. I'm full, but I'm interested in the rest of the city also.
I think I might go and meet up with Donatello at the cathedral.
Okay. You head off to do that. No, would you make a perception check, if you will?
Ruh-roh.
Oh. You notice a similar girl from an alley slowly walking by a nearby street. Heading sort of
These rolls.
southwestward.
Yeah, she's gonna follow.
Okay. You follow her for a ways. She seems to be walking all the way down to the end of this burrow, to where you do see a mansion.
Can I read the name on it? Have a plat?
Yeah, as you get close, she goes inside the gate and goes up. As you get close, you read it says the Emerson Estate.
Okay.
There's 2 guards outside. A restaurant of the same name is on the nearest corner. That looks like the best food place on this whole borough.
Okay. She's gonna just kind of walk back. She's not interested in fancy stuff. I kind of want to see what the slums are like.
Okay. You head toward the slums. Captain, what do you do as you're left alone?
Well, I'll follow Rafa back to the church.
Okay. Yeah, Nella, the slums is just really, really low, really rundown housing. What very little apartments there are not in good condition. There's people just laying on the sides of the street in some areas. There's a trash fire where a few people are cooking rats.
No. What would I approximate the people? How many people are in this area?
It's uncountable. The entire population density of Vahlen is it's beyond what Nella can fully grasp.
Okay. She's just gonna slowly walk up and down the streets, and every time she passes a child, she's going to give the child a gold piece, and she's going to do that 200 times. And I'm gonna get rid of 200 gold pieces.
Wow.
Every single child, the minute they see the gold, does that thing where they make sure it's real, and their eyes you've seen this in Carmichael, their eyes just widen and illumine, and some are thankful, some are brought to tears, some just run away quietly, and feel amazing about yourself. And you gain an inspiration point that I've just put on your character sheet. You get the notification in the top of your screen. Everybody liked that.
That was nice.
And
Very
Yeah,
nice.
she's just gonna keep walking around. Maybe make some small talk with some of them.
okay, what kind of any specific questions you ask?
No, she just talks with them if they got something to say.
There's one in front of a apartment complex. The sign is broken in half. You saw this in the northern district. It's that family name, Forent, but it's broken so that it looks like it says for rent. And he's just kind of standing out front smoking. Just a human just in bandages.
She's gonna kind of like walk up to him. I could fix that sign if you want it fixed.
Burn it down, I'd honestly try to pay you. You're not from around here, are you? You look too nice.
As I am clean, I suppose. But no, I'm not from
Hey.
near anywhere.
I am very clean for a hobo.
What is that?
What is that? That's someone who can't afford a place to stay. At least that's what people call us. I can't even afford this rundown hole. You're good. You're good to leave when you need to, Blake. Since you've kind of we're coming to a close soon. So.
I'll hang in there. We're close then.
And at LXB, this is a game, not a normal discussion night. So.
She's just gonna kind of nod and go on her way.
So you're giving money to that kid back there? Why?
Yes. A child shouldn't have to live like this.
He's gonna have to. He's born here. He's gonna die here.
That may or may not be. They still deserve something.
What do you think you are, some kind of hero? Think you can save the world? One little gold coin in an orphan's hand at a time?
I'm not trying to save the world. I had extra. Do you want one?
Keep your change, kid. You're gonna need it. If you want to do me a favor, you can go up to that Jameson Forent. He can clock his head off.
Okay.
He's the jerkwad what makes this whole place unlivable.
Start. You want him dead?
We all want him dead here. He controls how much a property costs. He controls a mortgage. He controls the rent in the hotels, and the inns, and the taverns. He controls pretty much. The only thing he doesn't control is the bank. That's only because the brigands can sit on him and his neck could snap.
He lives down there?
No! He hates this place. He hates us. He hates people. He just assumed we die and decrease the surplus population of Vahlen. He lives up with Lorelei. All them stuffy wigs. You probably saw his hotel if you've been up there. You're dressed fancy enough to be up there. Now, you want to do this entire city a favor? You knock out every one of those blockheads what call themselves a house. Be better off.
Okay.
Okay? Wait, you actually gonna do it?
I will accept.
Braver than I took it for. My apologies.
I have thought many, many things growing up. A few exuberant folk don't bother me.
Well, they bother us to death. Literally. Hey, and when you do knock his clock off, tell old foreigner Donnie said hi.
Okay.
You are something else. And with that, I think we will end for tonight. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching. Especially those watching from YouTube. Please check out the bio below. Help support Tomes of Time. To everyone, a good night.